Welcome to Cam Church. Okay, today's Cam Church is very special because I'm alive. Today is, I'm gonna cry. Okay, today is my rebirth day. And what that means is that 10 years ago, on this day, I tried to kill myself. And you all know the story. And if you don't, I'll tell a short version. 10 years ago, I tried to kill myself very seriously. And we're going to get into it. Thank you. And the thing with it, with this whole thing, is that 10 years ago, my family said, "You are not allowed to kill yourself. This is not okay." And I said, "I'm pretty sure that the world is bullshit. And I'm going to stay alive for 10 years." Because they're like, "You're too young. You don't even know what life's like." And I was like, I'm pretty sure I know what life is like. And I said, if life is like I think it is, in 10 years, I'm going to kill myself and I'm not going to feel guilty. And you just have to deal with that. And you have 10 years to prepare. And my family was like, that's a horrible thing to say. And I was like, I need to say it because I can't stay alive on this planet. It's horrible. So now it has been 10 years. And I am very happy to say that life is not like I thought it was. And we're going to talk about belief makes real because life is exactly like you think it is. So that's our sermon today. I have a lot of stuff on my desk right now. It's been a week. Okay. Today's sermon is a special one. It's loud. Okay. From 10 years ago, this sad creature, I will describe, I kind of wanted to find somebody who knew me 10 years ago to invite them onto Cam Church. I'm not really close to anybody who I knew during that time anymore, but I was a sad creature. I was eating only candy, and I was taking so many pills, and I would just stare at the wall for hours. And before I tried to kill myself, I tried very hard to slip into madness. I thought that was something that was possible. So I would spend hours just focusing my attention on my consciousness, and then I would just try to let go of it. But I'd still always be conscious. And I wanted to just go crazy so I could not deal with anything. But I couldn't. I was always aware, and I was always still totally lucid no matter what I did. So I have a very strong mind in that way. So I tried that for 2 weeks, I want to say, just slipping into madness. Couldn't do it. Then I thought perhaps I could give myself a brain aneurysm, and I feel like I might have been able to, but I got too scared. I focused energy in my brain, and I was gonna make my brain explode. But then I was like, what if I'm brain dead after that, but I'm still alive? And I got too scared. I didn't even try because I felt like I could do it. And then I tried to kill myself. And the way that I tried to kill myself was very dramatic. It wasn't meant to be dramatic, but I'm just a dramatic person. And I took all the pills, and I fell off of a 20-foot cliff, and I was miraculously saved. So this person who I invited into my home yesterday in my meditation was hurting and was so cynical and was so sad about the way that the world was. And this past version of myself is really who Unicult is for. I created Unicult to help that person, and it has. And anyone who is like that person, it's also helped. I was a deep thinking but highly cynical person, and I had a really restricted worldview about what was possible. Because when you're raised in a certain way, you're only exposed to certain amounts of information. I was raised in a way that aligned with mass media culture. So I tried very hard to be successful in the ways that mass media culture dictated. I tried very hard to be thin, had an eating disorder. I tried very hard to fit in. I was a cheerleader. I did tennis. I tried very hard to be intelligent. I would study. I tried very hard to like do all the extracurricular activities that I thought would get me into college. I was so busy all the time in high school. And then I got into college and it seemed like it had been for nothing because I thought college is this place where all the work I do is going to pay off. That's kind of the narrative that I was told. Is like you do all this work, you're super busy, you work while you're in school and you do all these clubs and activities, and then you end up in college and that is the safe haven. That's the place where all the smart people are. That's the place where you finally feel happy, right? And I didn't realize I was thinking all this, but that's what I was thinking. And then I show up to college and everybody's just drinking all the time and they're not smart at all. And then I got really depressed and really anxious. So that was like a major shock. It was a major disappointment for me to find out that like the world wasn't like I hoped it would be. And then I started down the path of cynicism. And in Unicult, we say that cynicism is the first step on the path to joy. I didn't know this at the time. There was nothing like Unicult that existed to give me that guidance. So I went for years on this path of cynicism. And I just got worse and worse. And the doctors just kept giving me stronger and stronger medications until I wouldn't know where I was. I'd be walking around. People would say hi to me and I'd say, "Where are we?" And they would say, "We're on campus. Are you okay?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm fine, I guess." I wouldn't feel like anything. My whole world became static. I couldn't stay awake in my classes, so I was given pills to help me stay awake. I decided that I wanted certain pills, so I would just tell the doctor, "Hey, I tried this pill, I want it." They would give it to me. I was using pills. It was a mess. I was a mess. I was eating, I thought, well, I'm depressed, so I might as well eat what makes me happy, and sugar makes me happy. So I ate only sugar. I'm only telling you this because I'm trying to paint a picture of the person who I was back then. And you can see the person who I am now is very different. And I think the most important thing to note is that when I tried to kill myself, the doctor told me that I wouldn't survive. The doctor said, "Sure, you're alive now. You got rescued. But you're not going to survive this. You will kill yourself." And I said, "What?" And they said, "People like you, with that kind of determination to kill themselves and that kind of worldview, you're done for. I don't even need to talk to you. You're going to kill yourself. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing anyone can do." So that's where I was at. A doctor told me that. And I don't think it was reverse psychology. They just seemed very annoyed. It did work a little bit like reverse psychology. So this person 10 years ago found themselves alive, and I brought this person back into my house now, and I showed them around, and I said, "Look this is what life is like in 10 years. And I realized that the main thing, if I could communicate anything to this person, it would be belief makes real. And there's a song in Unicult that I will play for us called Time. And we're going to watch it, and the lyrics are important. For us to pay attention to, because these lyrics seem maybe like they aren't, but they are. I have so many music videos. Here's Time. Hang on. Lock these curtains. Somebody lock these curtains. Where are the curtains? Lock them. like you think. The world is exactly like you think it is. So that's time. I was having a Instagram watch it with us here. Okay. I'm sorry about the lack of epilepsy warnings that I always forget. I always neglect to do. So I hope that that was not too overstimulating for you. Okay, so the point is, the reason why I showed that music video is because of the lyrics in particular. Time isn't like you think. Life isn't like you think. Life is exactly, the world isn't like you think. The world is exactly like you think it is. And so what that means is belief makes real. And what does belief makes real mean? It doesn't mean that you can just walk around saying, I'm not going to get hurt today walking in the middle of the highway. Let's get that curtain back on. In Unicult, we distinguish between multiple different realities. The first is our individual personal reality. This reality has total validity and total importance to the world. This reality is real. Your interpretation of the world is real, and it has a profound effect on the world itself. So when you say, I'm not going to get hurt walking through traffic today, you are putting out a vibration of safety. And there's a chance that you might not get hurt walking through the middle of the highway. What you're neglecting at that point, in this case, is physical reality and other people's realities. So physical reality is the fact that if a car that's going at a high speed hits your body, you'll get hurt. And other people's personal realities includes the fact that they're the ones driving the cars, and if they don't see you or don't stop, then that can be dangerous. Thinking of other examples not involving such incredible amounts of danger, my paradigm when I was young, when I grew up, was that I should grow up, I should get married, I should have kids, I should get divorced, my kids would hate me. And not that I should, but that was the only option available to me. I would have debt from school, I would have debt from a house, and then I would just go on feeling sad and being miserable and living my life in these trapped systems. I didn't have the words to describe these trapped systems, but I felt them, and I felt their energy all around me. I thought that that was the only option for me. I thought that that was the only option for my personal reality. I did not realize the profound effect that my personal reality had. I thought, well, this is how society works, and I have to live within society. One of the first pieces of art I made when I started coming into these understandings says, modern society is wrong. And I started really understanding that this was societal understandings that had caused me to believe these things, because I started meeting people who were outside of the box that I had grown up in. I started meeting people who believed in magic, who were connected to crystals, who were talking about aliens. I realized there was another version of reality on Earth, but I had never met anyone like that before. And even if I had discredited their beliefs. And I had said, well, you're just crazy, or you're not part of my belief set, because I was holding on to toxic, detrimental societal beliefs. So in my youth, I was allowing toxic, detrimental societal beliefs to create my personal reality. I had given up my own power of creation. And the amount of potential energy that you have, it's not the only creative energy that exists. You don't just think a thought and then your whole life changes suddenly as soon as you think a thought. You're not walking down the street thinking about giraffes and then a giraffe appears on the street. But we're getting closer to that. And if you notice your thoughts and you align your energy, you will notice that if you're thinking about a giraffe as you're walking down the street, you'll see a sticker of a giraffe somewhere, or you'll see someone will mention it. Our ability to manifest our reality is getting stronger, and will only get stronger in 2020, 2021, and 2022. It's a huge portal for Earth right now that we're going through. So when I was in this state, when I was 10 years ago, when I was letting society dictate my beliefs, I became super depressed because they weren't my beliefs, because I was disempowered. Unicult exists to help every person realize their own power. Unicult exists to help every person tap into that energy of their own belief, the compass of their own true heart, and allow that energy, that compass, to align with what is truly right and harmonious. We are not victims anymore. We don't have to be. We can take responsibility for that which we can take responsibility for. And that is all that we will ever be asked to do, and that will transform our reality. 10 years ago, I didn't have friends who understood me. 10 years ago, I didn't understand myself. 10 years ago, I had no hope for the future. 10 years ago, I thought there was no way that I would ever be happy to be alive on this planet. 10 years ago, I didn't know my life's purpose. 10 years ago, I didn't know my life's power. And the person who I was 10 years ago, when they looked at me in this meditation, they were stunned. Because I broke through the belief structures of their mind, and I showed them that anything is possible. When we say belief makes real, we mean that in your own personal reality, everything can shift. You can be a different person. You can have a radically different life. I never even thought I could live in a big city, because the energy, I didn't know what an empath was. I didn't know that I was one. And I just said, cities are terrible, because I would go into the city and I would feel so much energy and so much stress. But I learned psychic protection, and I learned how to navigate other people's energy. And now I'm living in a big city and I'm thriving. My life is radically different. If you would have asked me 10 years ago, would you ever do that? I would say, hell no. I'm moving to a farm. I'm going off grid. And someday I'll do that too. See what I'm saying? You can do anything. We have so much time in this life. Sometimes it takes a long time to get started, but it's through community. It's through community belief that things are made easier, and that is why Unicult exists. Unicult is a thought form structure. Unicult is tools for you to break free of detrimental societal programming, to tap into your own power, your own belief, your own ability to shape reality and to change your life from something dramatically. And it's also a community structure. All of you who are here today watching this together, whether it's at this moment or it's in the future from this moment, you are part of a community. You are part of a group of people who believe in the future. If you want to change your life, there's a lot you can do on your own. But the amount of power that we have when we work together is exponential. Who here wants to quit their job and move to a commune? Where they have all of their food, they can garden, they can do their crafts, they can do their art, they can work together with a beautiful group of people who are like-minded, who can do magic. Everyone I know wants that on some level. And maybe they don't want it for the whole part of the year. Maybe they just want to go for a few months a year and just relax and just be free. from all the pressures of society that exist, because these pressures are detrimental to our psyche. The fact that one person wants to do that, okay, I want to do that. What do I have to do? I have to work really hard for like 40 years, doing my best to climb weird corporate ladders or starting businesses and making other people work for me to get money. And then I have to gather up my resources, $500,000 plus, and I have to buy a piece of property. I have to build a house. I have to do that. And then I'm alone. And I did it. And it took me 40 years. Or I can get together with 10 of my friends and work for 4 years and save up the same amount of money. Do you see the power that there is in groups of people? You get 10 people working together for 4 years, putting the same amount of money in as each other, or more or less. Maybe some people had an easier time of it. And then you get this beautiful, thriving community of diverse individuals, and you're not just by yourself. This is just one example. Anything that you want to see created in society, we can do through Unicult. You can find other people in Unicult who think like other people, who think like yourself. I don't have an age. I also don't have a commune. And I haven't been working since the day I was born. I've been working since the day I was born. I also don't have a gender. So what I'm trying to say is belief makes real. Belief makes real in your own individual life. Belief makes real in community reality. I have had LL that ND would cry to sleep each night and stare off into space each morning. I don't fully understand that comment, but I feel ya. I just turned 18. I'm 18 years old. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about this concept? I accept all questions at this time. I tried to kill myself. I'm alive. I changed my life radically. You wouldn't even recognize me from 10 years ago to now. My entire belief structure has changed 100%. What would you like to know? I hope one day Unicult has a commune. We will. It's called Acres. We're going to have one in Colorado. Ooh, I really feel it. Whenever I go to Colorado, I'm like, oh, I want Acres here. Colorado's going to be really fun. We're going to build a tower, like a giant tower in a field in Colorado. And it's going to be called the Uni Tower. I love painting pottery. Inside this it says, you can. You can. And then yeah, it's brainwash spiral on the bottom. I love painting pottery. No questions? That's fine. So my belief of Acres in Colorado is that we will have a tower designed in the same kind of architecture as an office building, like a normal like tower with those heavy doors and those heavy walls and like those weird exposed ceilings on some floors. And then the other floors will be like residential. So you'll be able to live there. You can go for 1 week, you can go for 3 months, you can go for a year, you can live there all the time if you want. But it's a space of creation and collaboration. We have fields of gardens and fields of hemp that we grow. And we have studios for any kind of art. So we have painting and videography and music. We have all the tools that you'll need to create really high quality works of art. I had strong feelings of killing myself all week out of nowhere. I feel like I was supposed to join this morning and ask how, when surrounded by loved ones who don't necessarily feel the same way. Ashley, I feel you. How do you expand your ability to live in this mindset? Right in that space, I think that mostly suicidal energy comes from feelings of hopelessness and feelings of disempowerment. And when you look at your life and you feel hopeless and you feel disempowered to change your life or to create the world you want to live in, then you feel like, I got to get out of here. It could be because people are not seeing your value, people are treating you badly, you're trapped in negative emotions, you're trapped in financial situations, whatever it is, can be very overpowering. But the truth is, and if you can get this into your head, even as a little seed, is that you can have whatever reality you desire. And start there. I mean, do not put a restriction on what you can imagine. Go into your mind and say, what kind of life would I love to live? It can be crazy. You can say, I want to live on a beach with fairies flying all around me, serving me drinks, and I want to have massages every day and just read books and not have to work. Sure. Imagine it. Imagine it, because that's going to be your starting point for building the bridge to the best possible reality. One thing that can really help is if you realize that other people feel this way, but other people have actually experienced this reality. So when you start to imagine, oh, I want this life where I don't have to work and I live on a beach, and you think, well, that's impossible. Is it? Because I'm pretty sure there's quite a few people who live on the beach and don't have to work. Most of them were born into it, sure. But it's possible. And you can get there somehow. There are ways to get there. It really helps to look at other people's examples. And I think we feel trapped because we're like, well, we have negative belief sets. Don't let your negative belief set, your cynicism, don't let your cynicism stop yourself from imagining the most beautiful reality you can imagine. And then begin to believe it's possible. And that is the energy that will literally shift your life. Yeah, rooftop garden for sure. Telepathy. I have hope, but sometimes I fall off. How do I deal with fearful thoughts that I will be stagnant and alone forever? Same answer. Imagine your best possible reality. You know what I do when I feel alone? I fall in love with myself. I treat myself like a lover. I wake up and I give myself a hug and I say, good morning, Unicole, I love you. And I say, oh, I love you too. And I go into the mirror in the morning and I say, oh, you're such a cutie. You're adorable. And I give myself a little kiss. And how would I treat a lover? I treat myself that way. And that has actually made it so I don't feel like I need a partner. Amazingly enough. And I think that that's the place where you find the best possible partner. So just believe it's possible. I mean, the thing is, we get stuck in these cyclical ideas. Why do we go? We use our imagination. Our imagination is our amazing creative place where we can literally create anything before it's real. Everything in your reality that is human made started as an idea. And it was an idea that was thought of and worked out until it became headphones. Everything is headphones. Everything was started as an idea and became real through that thought. So when you realize, wow, the power of our imagination is this space where we begin the seed of creation, where we begin to create things coming into this reality. Why then do we use this beautiful, amazing, creative space for playing the what if game in the worst possible way. We say, oh, what if I'm alone forever? What if I die? What if I got mangled? What if I'm poor? What if I'm in debt? What if I got divorced? What if I was a failure? What if I failed? What if I made a fool of myself? What if I get old and ugly? What's your worry? What's your fear? What if I never pay off my debt? What if I get into a car accident? What if I go to jail? What if I am always poor? What if I can't pay my rent this month? What if I can't pay that bill? What if I can't do this? Are those things really happening yet? Or are you just cycling out on this fear-based idea? Listen to your thoughts. Monitor the space of your imagination. Why not think, what if I got $2,000 this month out of the blue? What if I got $15,000 this month? What if I stay married? What if I get divorced and I'm happier? What if I have kids and I love them and they're not sad? What if I drive safely for my whole life? Thank you all for being here and for your attention. Without your attention, I'm just a crazy person talking to myself. You are all blessings to the earth. And that's what I'm here to say. I didn't know about my power. I didn't know about my path. I didn't know about my potential. I thought that I was a cog in a machine. I thought I was powerless. I thought I was a piece of shit who should die. I thought that my existence made the world a worse place. And it did, because I believed that my existence made the world a worse place. And in that belief, I just felt sorry for myself. And I just spewed toxic energy into my auric field. I spewed toxic energy into my house. I spewed toxic energy everywhere I went because I was in so much pain. And I knew it was happening and I didn't know how to fix it. And I just kept cycling in on pain and pain and pain and creating more and more and more pain until I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm hurting the world. I have to leave. That was my only option, I felt. And then I didn't leave and I created more pain. And everyone was hurting. And everyone was mad and everyone was like totally distraught and scared. And I had done that even more. So I created even more pain in my attempt to stop my pain creation. The only way to stop creating pain in the world is to stop creating pain in yourself. The only way to create a positive reality is to become positive within yourself and to expand that positivity from the smallest seed in your heart to believe in joy and let it go through your body, let it go through your home, let it go through your reality, and then you become a blessing to the earth. And this is true of everyone. Everyone has this ability. And it's not about feeling guilty for where you're at. It's not your fault that you have been toxic, that you have been negative. It is because you have taken on external realities that are detrimental and you have believed them to be true. You have forgotten your power of a creator. You have forgotten your ability to say that belief makes real. You have forgotten who you are as a divine spark connected to source energy, able to change your own energy, able to change your world. My words, my thoughts, my actions show you one version of reality that is outside of the strict societal box of be straight, get married, have kids, get a job. Not that any of those things are wrong, but that they're not right for everyone. And we have to allow artists, and we have to allow mystics, and we have to allow freedom for people to be who they really are, whatever that means. And you have to allow that freedom for yourself, first and foremost. And it's only through that belief in yourself that society will listen, that your external reality will then radiate out and connect to you and allow that to become manifested. I wish I could invite my past self as a guest on this show. You'd all be mind blown. Take my word for it. I was very different. I was an absolutely miserable creature who believed in nothing, full of pain, with no connection to magic, no connection to light, no connection to hope, no connection to art. I just hurt. And Unicult saved me. Thank you for being here with me. Of the Atoms asks, are there limits to that freedom? Yes, the limit is, are you harming anyone, including yourself? Less lonely in the space with you here. I hear what you're saying. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Use your creativity to work through the limits and trust the process. What if you can't choose which reality you want to experience? You feel like you're a victim? You feel like reality is just like coming at you? You don't feel like you have any power? Your belief that you don't have any power is a limiting belief. Start in your imagination. Start with belief. If you believe that you are a victim, you are a victim. If you believe that you don't have any power, you don't have any power. If you believe that you have power to change your reality, if you really believe that, then you'll be able to change your reality. If you feel like you're a victim to cyclical thoughts, if you feel like you're a victim to society, in part, that's true, because there are systems that have been programmed over and over and over again. Cyclical thoughts happen in your brain because your brain has delved deep into the thought patterns that you have created. So over and over and over again, you think these negative thoughts and you support your reality. You say, well, life sucks. Look, there's someone who's sad. There's someone who's sad. There's someone who's sad. And you reinforce that reality in your head. And it actually creates a physical structure in your brain. So when you start to break out of that, it's very, very, very difficult because you're creating new thought forms, new channels of energy that flow outside of the crevice of your old patterns of thinking. And it's hard and it hurts and it feels very fake. But it's not fake, it's just new. Little victim blaming. No, it's societal. It's 100% societal. I just said it's not your fault. But you have the power to heal it. Can we get better at believing? Just practice every moment of every day. Maybe that's extreme, but that's what I do. The key to happiness is a proper set of limits, then frustration ends. For you, perhaps? Not for me. All right, Uni Bless. I'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you